Hello! To those of you who have never seen one of my videos before, I'm AmazzonKane. I'm a writer, I'm obsessed with Anaconda, I do rewatch videos such as this one, and my ultimate goal is to run an official reboot of the series, and you can even see what that would look like on my channel, as I organized a small team to revamp the theme song. One stereotype I saw a lot in kids media in the 90s and early 2000s is that kids hate broccoli. And that's something I almost never saw in the real world. Nobody I ever knew growing up made a big fuss about it, and yet I saw it all the time. Honestly, I still see that stereotype being used. So, it's not one that ever registered with me, and Anaconda has its own take on it. Here's Brocc-Fest.
This is supposed to be a really important week for all us Tapwater Springsians who live in Tapwater Spring.
Yes, as I'm sure you are all aware, it is time once again for our renowned Tapwater Springs Broccoli Festival, held every year in honor of the fact that our little community is the 57th largest harvester of broccoli in the world.
What about the fact that I think broccoli is truly disgusting? No one has a festival about that.
Now, I want each of you to
I never had a problem with broccoli. Also, I find it hilarious that a town named Tapwater Springs is known for their broccoli.
Nothing to inspire me.
Whoever makes the
Not water.
will receive a wonderful surprise.
Excuse me, Mrs. Briggs. I would just like to generously wish everyone bon chance, which, as I'm sure you know, is French for good luck.
Why, Nanette, how smart.
Nanette takes attention-seeking very seriously.
Contest when we all know Nanette Manoir is gonna win.
And for those of you who may be thinking, why even enter the contest when we all know Nanette Manoir is going to win? The answer is because I said you have to.
Typical Mrs. Brinks.
Hey, Angelfish, want to sample our
Abusing
new
her
recipe?
authority.
We're whipping up a broccoli noodle
Abusing her
surprise for the
authority.
festival.
What's so surprising about broccoli?
Lulu.
I have to do a dumb poster for the stupid, really cool broccoli poster contest. I thought maybe since you're such a great artiste and everything, you could...
Angela Anaconda, I am not going to do your homework for you.
She tried.
Here are some paints in my easel. Use brushes for the stems and sponges for the florets. I happen to have a few sketches of broccoli for you to go on.
Not only do I despise broccoli, I can't draw it either. My broccoli look more like volcanoes. Which I'm really good at drawing on account of I did my science project on volcanoes.
I distinctly remember that episode,
Baby
too.
Lulu, you're making a mess. Huh? Baby Lulu, you're a genius.
Baby Lulu's useful for something.
As expected, Nanette, you have gone above and beyond the call of broccoli.
I also really like how these look like what a kid would really draw.
Award me the prize. I think it's only fair if you look at the final contestant's effort. Of course, it's only Angela Anaconda.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Very well, Angela.
That is really well done.
My goodness, what a darling broccoli! For some reason, you just want to reach out and hug it.
This brings the unique kind of hippie.
Broccoli I ever saw! I think we've got ourselves a winner.
The winner
I love Coach
is
Reinhardt.
Angela Anaconda.
What? I won? She won?
No, Nanette. You'll still be runner-up.
I can't wait to hear what somebody with your obvious affection for Tapwater Springs' most profitable cash crop has to say about it.
Not water? Really?
The big winner of the contest, you
Kind of ironic.
the broccoli and get to stand up in front of the whole town at Brocc-Fest and tell us how much you love broccoli. Let's hear it for this year's official keeper.
I
of
do
the
appreciate the
broccoli,
absurdity of this
Angela
episode.
Anaconda.
How can I tell everybody how much I love broccoli when the truth is that in reality I really hate it?
You don't gotta eat it. Just talk about it. Just pretend you're talking about pizza. Oh, only don't say pizza. Say broccoli. That way no one will know you hate it.
I can't do that, Johnny and Body.
I love that Johnny's
Everyone will know
helping.
I'm lying.
Why? Angela Anaconda, you haven't touched your vegetable du jour. Could it be that broccoli is not your favorite cuisine? I told you you deserve to be keeper of the broccoli. You deserve to be keeper of the whole town.
Great. Now Nanette's probably going to tell everybody that the keeper of the broccoli can't even keep the stuff down.
Oh, get him, Tiger.
Is this the equivalent of being stoned to death?
Angela Anaconda.
That's funny.
Simply withdraw. Give up your title.
But giving up my keeper title means the
Okay, that is legitimately funny.
It's a tough one.
Hi, dear. How's our champ?
Pride.
That's just what I wanted to, sort
Or
of,
lying.
like, ask you about. I need your advice on giving up.
Your dream of being an artist? Don't you dare. I have never been so proud. Now, what did you want to ask me?
I was just wondering if, you could make me a keeper of the broccoli crown.
Aww.
I
It's
couldn't
cute that you
even
see more
wait.
from Mamas and
Now
Artists. You don't
what do
get
I
enough of that
do?
in the show.
Ever there was a time for us to rescue Angela Anaconda, this is it. What about the time she got her hand caught in that gopher hole?
No, remember? We had to leave her there that time so we'd make the 4 o'clock showing of the...
Are you helping me?
Gordy, what the heck?
By the time we're done with you, you'll love broccoli!
Wow, pepperoni with extra pepperoni. My favorite.
Whoa,
of all things.
cool angle on the hands.
You stuffed broccoli into pizza. How could you, Johnny Abadi?
Yeah, everyone gets upset about pineapple on pizza.
Angela Anaconda, broccoli is chock full of important vitamins and minerals, and it even...
And Gina's being very helpful this episode.
Wonder how many vitamins and minerals jiggly fruit has.
None. It's full of high fructose corn syrup.
Well, it's like a banana split, but only it's slightly different because it's a broccoli split!
Ew!
Oh.
Marty Reinhardt, I'm not going to be able to look at ice cream for a month thanks to you.
It's probably for the
Good
best.
girl, King. Vitamins.
Poor Gordy.
Dreadful
I
day
do like
that
seeing that
everyone
Angela's friends are really
comes
helpful in this one.
Opening day of the Broccoli Festival to honor broccoli, and I still don't know what I'm going to do. Baby Lulu, I sure wish your head was shaped like a carrot, or maybe even an avocado.
Cannibalize the baby!
Hour. Time for your speech.
Also,
Angela!
aww, Coach Reinhardt and Gordy have matching
I'm a
outfits.
broccoli! You like me, don't you?
It's not the same, Gordy.
Oh.
You're Miss Broccoli Keeper. I just can't wait to hear all about the very special relationship you have with broccoli.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for this year's
The most hilarious jealousy.
Angela Anaconda!
Gosh, what can you say about a vegetable like broccoli that somebody hasn't already said before? Well, it's
Especially in every other kid's show.
really green. By the time I was done with my poster, I was out of green paint. See, I kept on painting broccolis that look like volcanoes, and did you know that explosive volcano eruptions can send pyroclastics hundreds of miles?
I did
Explosive
not.
eruptions happen when...
Unfortunately, this isn't the volcano fest. I think the keeper of the broccoli ought to show everyone how much she loves broccoli by eating some right now.
Oh my god, Nanette.
Go ahead, Angela Anaconda. We're all waiting. Bon appetit.
Why does there have to be broccoli anyway?
It's not that bad.
Never even existed. But now, thanks to Nanette Man's sewer, I am surrounded by the putrid stuff. But not for long. Now, thanks to me, there is no broccoli in the world. It no longer exists, and it never did.
Power of imagination.
Broccoli trees will have been replaced by jiggly fruit trees.
High fructose corn syrup.
Thank you, oh Angela Anaconda, savior of the broccoli haters everywhere, the world will say. Long live jiggly fruit. Now surely the world
And
is
health
perfect.
problems.
But then I will see that something is not right with our town.
Aw,
Something
fat
is
Coach
not
Reinhardt.
right with Coach
It's like
Reinhardt.
Fat Thor.
I didn't get my vitamins and minerals and extra energy from eating broccoli. Coach Reinhardt
That felt like
will
propaganda.
explain. And now Tapwater Springs is full of people like me.
Oh, Fat Gordy.
See?
Whoa. So strange. Fat King.
But this is horrible, I will say. Not knowing that things will still get more horrible still. Welcome to my town, Angela Anaconda.
Very big leap in logic.
I am the most beautiful and energetic because I am far too snooty to eat jiggly fruit. And then, seeing as nobody has any vitamins or energy, Nanette Mayoir will be able to buy up Tapwater Springs and will become keeper of the whole town. No!
It was a
I will cry on account of
semi-hostile takeover.
Please. Please, I really, really want there to be broccoli again. I do. I mean that, I'm really happy that
I
there's
relate to that,
broccoli,
being in your
and,
own head.
Well, here goes. Down the old broccoli hatch.
Angela, you just took a bite out of the paper mache centerpiece!
I knew that.
That's funny.
Not bad. Could use a little cheese sauce, maybe. Hey, or it even might be good on pizza.
What do you mean, not bad? I thought you hated it.
Well, I never actually tried it.
Kid logic.
So
Yep.
weird. But I guess, well, gee, I like it. I really, really like it. I do.
Cheers for Angela Anaconda! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Jealous
Hey,
Nanette.
Dad, now that I like broccoli and everything, maybe we can have it for dinner more often.
What, are you kidding? I hate that stuff.
Because of course it's okay to be a picky eater when you're an adult. It's very much a do as I say, not as I do situation. While one or two lines felt a little bit like propaganda from adults to get kids to eat vegetables, overall this episode definitely had a nice atmosphere to it. It felt very realistic and very relatable and very honest to what a kid experiences, how they can be very stubborn. I don't like the stereotype of kids hating broccoli because that's not something I went through and that's not something I knew a ton of people going through. And I can think of several shows right off the bat that did a Kids Hate Broccoli episode. Kids Next Door did it. Powerpuff Girls did it. Dexter's Lab did it. I remember Ed, Edd n Eddy did it. So I never got why that was such a big thing. Oh, Rugrats, that's another one that did that. Couple times, actually. But I know kids can still be stubborn about what they eat and sometimes only insist on eating chicken nuggets and fries. I get the stubbornness, but I never got the hatred towards broccoli. Again, I still see that. Inside Out does it. So, again, very odd. But from a character standpoint, Angela having to choose between two things she hates is very, very funny. Eating a food she hates, which she's never even tried. Also true of being a kid, how stubborn you can be because you've never tried something, you automatically think you're gonna hate it. Or Nanette. And automatically, the lengths Angela will go to insist she hates Nanette more than anything else is very funny. And the lengths Nanette will go to just to get the most attention. That's also very funny. Second place just isn't good enough for her. Even though she wins all the time, she just can't handle one loss. Oh well. Knocked her off her pedestal just a tiny bit. One chip in the pedestal. And she's not happy. That's very funny. The art contest, though, and a town festival, the environment in this episode felt very relatable. It felt like I was in this world, a part of this day-to-day life. Something about the environment in this one specifically felt very realistic and very relatable and brought me back to being a kid. The art contest, the festival, the whole, you win and you get a little bit of praise and you make a speech. The stubbornness. I like that her friends were helping her out. That was nice. You get to see a little more of Angela's mom being an artist. That was great. And it's not a straight-up revenge fantasy this time around. They do change it up. This one, it's Angela taking her stubbornness to its extreme and learning from it, which is great. You get to see, even in this logicless environment, the leaps and bounds she'll take, but she'll still come to the same conclusion, is interesting, and it does feel she gets it in her own unique way. The creativity of it is very much appreciated. The absurdity is very fun. Again, I really, really like the environment in this episode. I really appreciate the child logic and how well it captures how a kid thinks. Because I remember being stubborn. I never had a problem with broccoli, like I said, but I still know that stubbornness, that you think you're gonna hate something because you've never actually tried it. You just automatically assume you're gonna hate it. Or maybe you've had one bad experience. Maybe it was cooked really badly. You had broccoli that was cooked really badly and it tasted horrible. Maybe someone the person who cooked used too many spices or too few spices. Because, again, and there's also plenty of substitutes, but we gotta focus on this one. I will say, though, for the typical Kids Hate Broccoli episodes that I saw around this time, this one I do appreciate that at the end, it's not that bad. Because it isn't. Maybe because I've seen it weaponized way too much and I think, really? This was such a thing. So this one, that it came to a more positive conclusion, I do really, really like. So, yeah, this was a fun one. I appreciated the creativity of it. I liked Angela's friends. I loved Angela having to choose between two things she hates, and of course, sticking it to Nanette is way more important. I think it's really funny that Nanette is still an attention whore, and I think it's funny Mrs. Briggs is still abusing her tiny amount of authority. The whole "because I said so." Who hasn't heard that one growing up? So, yeah, overall, I found this one particularly relatable. May not be the funniest, but it's still interesting. It's a change up from what the show usually does, but it still has its creative center, and it still has positive values, and it still comes to a unique conclusion, and it takes you on that in a very unique, creative, kid logic way. I appreciate it for that.